Alexis Nunes alongside Janusz Michallik for another edition of Transfer Rate. Janusz, some juicy ones in this one. Can't wait to hear what you think. Let's start off with the gap, the big hole left in Germany's national team with the departure of Joachim Löw. Now they're linking Hansi Flick with the job. What do you think of that?
Well, it makes sense. He's been there, of course, under Jogi Löw as an assistant manager, of course. So, he knows the environment. I think this is something that doesn't come around very often. For that reason, I think that he may go back in there. Of course, finances play a big role, right? I mean, he's making around 8 million with Bayern Munich. And, to go back to coach Germany, that's probably around 4 million. So 50% less, right? At least that's what's reported that Jogi Löw is making. So, that's not chump change. Is it? And sometimes you have to think about that a little bit. However, I think it's a great opportunity. I can see that happening because I think there will always be a place for him at Bayern Munich. We've seen it with Jupp Heynckes. That's going to come around at some point. Last season, he's won everything there is to be won, of course, in the world, really, in terms of European football. This season, I think he'll win the Bundesliga. Who knows? Maybe he will repeat the Champions League. So why not? Go to Germany and win some trophies there.
That would be one to add to his collection already. Paulo Dybala, let's talk about him now because there are rumors linking him to a move to Tottenham. Do you see Tottenham needing someone like him?
Well, I mean, you always need good players. I think if I think of Paulo Dybala, he's not moving anywhere. He's staying. That's exactly what Juventus should do. He had a wonderful season last year. I don't buy into the fact that, maybe him and Cristiano Ronaldo or even now Alvaro Morata can coexist. They absolutely can. I know his contract is an issue. Obviously, the club has to come out and Andrea Pirlo has to assure him that he's an important part of the team, which I think he is. So look, could Spurs use him? Absolutely. Will they get him? No.
Here's another one now that's close to my heart. It's like getting a fabulous new boyfriend and then you just mistreat them. That is probably how Donny van de Beek feels at Manchester United now. Janusz, I was super excited for him to come to Manchester United. Thought it made a lot of sense, but we're actually seeing Man United almost not needing him more often than not. So should he actually just consider a move elsewhere, probably even this summer?
Yes, I feel for him too, but was it a good move? Probably not. I mean, when they're getting Bruno Fernandes, it makes you wonder why, right? So, I mean, I don't want to say one or the other because a club like Manchester United needs two very good players in every position. I'm not saying they're both actually the same because they're not. But yes, I'm disappointed. Obviously, there's something that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sees in him that's just doesn't fit because injuries here and there. I think if he was counted upon, I think we would have seen him healthy a little bit more often, Alexis. So at this stage, you look at what he has done or hasn't really gotten real opportunities. And when he did get him, he didn't take advantage of it. And I can only imagine that his confidence levels are so low. So I do feel for him and I do think he should move.
Make Donny great again. Moving on now, Koulibaly. It wouldn't be a transfer rate if we didn't talk about him. His name always is thrown around for potential moves. Now he's been linked with a move to Bayern. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, he's one of the best in the world. I mean, he's getting up there. So that's one concern with Dayot Upamecano, coming over to Bayern Munich as well as a pair. It would be formidable, right? This is probably one of those last moments. I mean, he's kind of wanted to leave. Napoli didn't want to sell him. I think they all understand how much he means to this team as well. But at his age now, pushing on 30, I think this is the last moment. I do question if Bayern are going to spend that kind of money again, on him as a player, even though it's not looking great at Bayern Munich at the moment with the players they have. There's still enough over there. So, I'm going to say no to that. But if he does, my goodness, that would be a pretty nice pairing there in a formation that Bayern Munich are struggling at the moment.
Well, speaking of the Bundesliga, it seems like with every goal he scores, he's linked with more and more clubs. We're talking about Erling Haaland. Of course, we know that he has been linked with Manchester United. But what about Chelsea? We're hearing it could potentially be a swap deal for Timo Werner, which would see Werner back in Germany. Do you think this makes sense for Chelsea and for all parties considered?
No, the swap doesn't. I don't think that that happens, Alexis. I mean, they've made a financial commitment to a player like Timo Werner. I think they need to give him time. You know, there's a number of young players that they've made a commitment to, like Kai Havertz and Christian Pulisic. The outlay was incredible, and I do think that. Chelsea will be in a fight for Haaland, but that's going to be together with Timo Werner if, in fact, Chelsea were able to get Haaland in there. And I think they're going to be in the front fighting for him because, as we know, Roman Abramovich, I think financially can, as we've seen, can challenge almost anyone out there. And it's a position that they need, the sort of a player that I think they could use. You know, if you think of Didier Drogba and Diego Costa, that strong number 9 that I think, you know, Haaland would, of course, fit into, but I don't see a swap for sure.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.